the sand. So that's one of the evidence. You did leave the beach house when we see you trying to enter the diner. Therefore, you probably enter the beach house and then leave a few minutes later. What makes you say that? There were two sets of footprints that lead from the beach house to the sidewalk, and when I analyzed those footprints, one of them was yours. Are you saying I killed Paco? Something happened in between those two events, right, Fuyuhiko? Okay, fine. I went to the beach house in the morning. When you started to do this, I just wanted to see if the shower was working. Because I wanted to see if the shower was working. Obviously not. Is that a joke, asshole? Only to fix the shower? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter? It reads, I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 3:30 p.m. It seems that there's someone who wants to interfere with our morning. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Fuyuhiko is that the letter Echo had with her? Are you saying I sent a letter to Echo just so you think I fucking killed her? Oh snap, I remember now. I totally saw you. Me, Hajime, and Nagito met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. And I saw you 30 minutes later, so it should have been 3:30 p.m. So if he met Peko at 3:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, could that mean that 3:30 p.m. could be a reasonable time you have witnessed, Fuyuhiko? You're fucking wrong, Hiyoko! You're so damn fucking wrong! Now that you mention it, you also went to the diner as well. You were breathing very heavily. I was only there to catch my breath. And if you think I wrote that letter, I swear to God I'm gonna murder you! We will assume that he came with Petco with the intention of killing her all along. And it could be the reason you wrote that letter to Petco. Also, you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Petco. Mahiru, now that you said what place, the only room that Fuyuhiko could have been was... This? That, I think, is the place Fuyuhiko hid, because of the sword that is part of the evidence. You seriously are making up lies that I fucking did this! I have captured the true character of this mystery. Fuyuhiko, who summoned Peko to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When he saw her, he attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind. And Fuyuhiko miscalculated that Peko's body would be blocking the door at that time. And with that, he was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up leaving his footprints. Okay, this is seriously a trap. Someone is thinking that I'm the killer. Who's someone? Whose trap is it? It's the one who put me unconsciousness and put me in the closet. Fuyuhiko, why don't you admit it already? You're the one crashing out. It's all in your fucking head. Just a trap, asshole! About that sword, did Fuyuhiko really drop it? The only one who knows how to handle swords other than Peko is Fuyuhiko. The only reason why that's there is because there wasn't any blood on it. I mean, if you think about it, the sword isn't the murder weapon because it doesn't have any blood on it. Plus, the weapon in this case can't kill someone this instant. Then we can't assume Fuyuhiko is the one who dropped the sword. So we finally remember that he didn't do all of this. He's still the culprit behind all of this. We know you're the killer. Peko didn't block the door. Her death was instant. Instant death? Anything that is blunt like the baseball bat in the scene of crime can't kill someone instantly. I mean, if you think about it, her death was instant. Her injury was only a single blow. Which is why Peko wasn't the one blocking the door. Someone else used her body to block it. It's obviously the killer. They're the ones who blocked the door with Peko's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks on the floor. But why did the killer lock the door? Fuyuhiko. He's obviously the killer. Let's assume that Fuyuhiko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean he also was the one who got body? If he stole a body that bloody, I think his clothes or skin would have been stained with blood. Huh. But when I saw him, he was clean. So if Fuyuhiko isn't the one who killed Peko, then it's someone else who killed Peko. So the killer had blood on their body. However, the shower at the beach house was out of order. I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it. Wasn't changing inside the beach house breaking the rules? Yes, if you broke the rules, Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Yeah, right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even Safari Park Rangers want nothing to do with me.
Well, now that Fuyuhiko is innocent, now what? If the killer was holding Fuyuhiko into a trap, then someone is used there might be a clue. Is it the letter? No, it was probably the sword. Huh? Weapons can be a clue? So Fuyuhiko, when you woke up, was the sword actually there? Oh, now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't. Just as I thought. Just as you thought? The killer planted evidence while Fuyuhiko was there. He would have grabbed it and put it in his pocket. Which means the sword had placed inside the closet after Fuyuhiko fled from the beach house. The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left? They probably hid themselves from Fuyuhiko to prevent themselves from being caught. So it's possible the killer left the scene of the crime before I ran. No, I think they could have been hiding in the beach house. There was literally nothing anywhere for the fucking killer to hide themselves. No, there is. A place you didn't look, Fuyuhiko. I mean, the killer was hiding in the closet. Closet? After you woke up, you rushed out of it, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully. But could two people even hide in such a small place and without Fuyuhiko knowing? That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place. What about the surfboard facing the closet? It's possible they could have hidden there. Two surfboards were stacked in the top shelf, and there were surfboards that weren't even in the case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Then, you're saying the killer was close to me during that time? They were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to me. It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak. Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse? Anyways, the killer hid silently, and after they made sure Fuyuhiko left, they finally left the surfboard case. However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Peko's body before Fuyuhiko ran away. What about the blood? Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet. world. If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use a shower. They could have used something that was accessible. Something other than a shower? The drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer use those to wash off the blood? There were water bottles inside the refrigerator. How were there any in the fridge? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever. That was after the incident. But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of them and used them to wash off the blood off their body. And the only reason is because there was evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic bottles. Right, Chiaki? Yep, those bottles look like they filled water. Now that you think about it, there was one person who was completely soaked at the diner. Because there were no towels at the beach house. And the only person who used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood and splatter onto them is... Yoko. Is it you? Why do you think that I'm the killer? I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner, she was soaked. And if the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they have to drench their entire body. Plus, there were no towels at the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. If Yoko's the killer, then what escape route she took? Maybe it's the one that leads to the beach. I mean, think about it. There were two different types of footprints that lead the same route. And the only person who has the smallest shoes is Yoko's. If you want to know what happened, this is how it happened.
Danganronpa.
So the incident in this one, the Taco and Fruity show is supposed to be show. Usually there was a motive given out, but because someone else overheard their talking, you can't see what the plan. The killer ate a swamp on their conversation and used to respond to the I totally fucking called it! She was the one who killed Peko! I just trying to... Was it because you didn't want us to make Monokuma to give us our motives? Yes. I just wanted to kill Peko for killing Big Sis Mahi. You what? Monokuma, I think we are ready for the vote.
It's voting time! You guys are right. The one who killed Pekoyama is the ultimate traditional dancer, Hiyoko Sayaji.
I'm so sorry, Hiyoko. There wasn't any other choice. Well, I guess my 4-star Davis of destruction didn't need to help in my defense. Well, is it time for Hiyoko's punishment?
Now then, I prepare a very special punishment for Hiyoko Sayaji, the ultimate traditional dancer.
No! I don't want to die!
Let's give everything we got. It's punishment time! That's some sweet extreme stuff right there.
Whatever. She deserves it anyways.
Anyways, class trial is over. You can head back to your cottages.
So now that the class trial is over, is it possible that Monokuma could find a way to bring the Mono Cubs to this island? I doubt it, but I think Monami could defeat another Mono Beast. Well, you both be right. Huh?